We can actually talk to her now. Do we want to?
Not particularly.
So, I'm kind of curious about your company, Tender Lender. With the warm and friendly atmosphere you'd expect from a family-sized business, a conscientious rate of interest, and an attractive repayment policy. Why do I get the feeling this sentence is not going to end well? We will tenderly lend you that little bit extra here at Tender Lender.
Hey Nick, things are a bit tight for Wright & Co. at the moment, aren't they? I mean, there's that $500 you owe me from our card game for starters. Why don't you take out a loan?
Would I like to take out a loan from a place like this? Not so much. Tender Lender is on your side.
Tender Lender's on your side.
So, let's say I'm late with my repayment. What happens then? We'd give you more coffee. Strong coffee. Right. I think I'd rather skip town.
Hey, just remember I can make strong coffee too, Nick. Strong tea as well. Woo!
So, I think this makes it very obvious, just in case we somehow weren't sure before, the two of these killed Glenn.
Yeah.
So,
hey, us Packer will kill you.
Predatory loads. So, do you know about the incident we're investigating? What incident? Right.
I just wanted to make you think I would. Well, a man was poisoned in a restaurant just near here. So, maybe that.
Let me see. I was here that day with the manager.
Lies.
The manager being the tiger. Furio Tigre.
Is his skin ever not red? I thought it was his angry redness, but it might be natural redness.
I think he's just always angry. So, I can't tell if it's supposed to be Furio Tiger or Tigre.
It's Tigre.
Okay, just making sure. Furio Tigre.
Furio.
It's Tigre. So that's where this tiger thing comes from.
Furio. Furio Tigre. Furio. Those of you who get that, I applaud you. Xinyap's got a real name, Nick. Hurry up and find out more about him.
Please, 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 please. Yay!
I mean, we saw the profile picture.
He's 42 years old!
How do we know this?
Alright, now I guess we present him to her.
Here's your boss. Yay. Hugs.
Can I ask you about the tiger? I mean, Mr. Tigre. Cookie?
Sure?
How do you like my cookies? I bake them myself.
Tastes a little like soul. Go ahead, Nick. The honor's all yours.
Oh, that's what she reminds me of. A Litwick.
That's a fair point.
No. Ladies first, Maya. Like, she likes fire and she takes souls.
And she decides not to be your eyes whenever she's taking your soul.
No matter how I look at this, I just don't get it. What are the tiger and the scary girl doing working together? We are lovers. And she reads minds!
Oh, well, shit.
That's not exactly coming across in your tone of voice.
I enjoy his penis.
And I owe Don Tigre my life. He's the one who saved me. The tiger saved you?
From being a virgin.
Please, address him properly as Don Tigre. Otherwise, I'll have to... I wonder if I can even be heard when I'm speaking like that.
I can hear you.
Okay, Don Tigre, of course, I'm sorry.
Although it does sound like you're starting to do ASMR.
I could.
No.
He saved your life. I'd sure like to know how that happened. I'm just calling you right now, it's gonna be something like, he almost killed her and then decided not to. And somehow she's covered that. Or it's Stockholm Syndrome. I'm very frail, you see. Just recently, I died once.
Huh.
About 4 months ago, the doctors said to abandon all hope.
Oh, she's probably a cancer patient who he funded.
Seems like a bit of a sore subject for them to be touching on, but at the same time, I can see it.
I mean, I'm just taking a wild shot in the dark here.
I guess they were expecting her to take a boat ride across the...
Jesus. What? What? Let me go see.
He's not gonna reply to you! I guess they were expecting her to take a boat ride across the river Styx.
What an odd way to say she was going to die.
Are you eating something now?
I got a breath mint.
Oh.
But Don Tigre, he saved me. He gave up everything.
Doesn't look like he did!
Everything?!
When I found out what he had done for me, I was happy.
No offense, but I'm finding that a little hard to believe.
I decided I'd pay him back with my life by serving him coffee and espresso.
Aren't those the same thing?
No.
I still wonder about what's in her coffee. I mean, isn't espresso a type of coffee?
It's a type of caffeinated drink, but it's very, very strong.
Ah. So, is that why you've
like,
got that...
it's essentially the difference between a beer and a shot of something.
Ah. So, is that why you've got that bandage around your head?
This?
So what's the story with the bandage?
The pimp roleplay got a bit too real.
They put it on after the operation.
Operation? Did you have a partial lobotomy?
It's just a little injury. A little fatal injury.
This is like all Maya's lines right now, is just her having, like, repeating the last couple words with an exclamation point.
Yeah. Read them.
A fatal injury!
Maya just suffered one herself by the sound of it. So that's the injury you were talking about before when you said you had died once? Oh. Oh!
Oh, we got a 4.
Eh.
About time, I was getting tired of all the 3s. She really creeped me out, Nick.
Same here, but we gotta find out the truth.
After we now go find out the truth from the robot lady, because we now have Furio Tigre's profile.
I want to see what we need for her first.
Fine.
We're already right here, and and after we take care of the robot lady, we're gonna come back here, find out the stuff, and then probably not even be able to finish it, so... I was expecting this one to be a 5 for some reason.
Me too. You could put a 5 right there.
I'd be out of sync with the 2 on the bottom. You said that bandage around your head was from an operation. You also said you suffered a fatal injury to the head, correct?
Yes, the operation was very difficult, apparently.
Now, by fatal injury, you mean you were hurt very badly somehow, right? Did the injury in question have something to do with this? Okay. I'm gonna run on a hunch here, okay? I have here a car. Like we already came to the conclusion she's like cadaverini, and there's a repair bill for what seems like a car accident. So I have here a car repair bill. From this, it seems pretty obvious this car was involved in an accident.
Let me see that. This bill is made out to the cadaverinis?
Yes, it is.
I don't think I ever introduced myself. Tell me, what do the cadaverinis have to do with me?
Something tells me she's not about to say hi and introduce herself. Alright then. Your relationship with the cadaverinis is very strong, and this is why.
And...
Okay, this one we don't have anything for, but... It was worth a shot. It was worth a shot. So we need to know how to prove she's connected to the cadaverinis, I guess, and... I don't know. Alright. Alright then. Bye! His scooter's still here.
There he is, old CD's back, feeding the pigeons again. Okay.
There! Take this, and get out of my park! Like I thought, he's really mad. Come on, Maya, just keep your head down and let's sneak away while we still can.
What? Why? Hello, old man.
What are you doing, Maya? Huh? Kah.
Hey, he just turned his back on us. Let's stab him.
I'm not surprised. Bet I really hurt his pride in court this morning.
Hey, Mr. Kudo. Look, we really need to talk to you, alright?
Do we? Out with the demons! In with good fortune!
Shell splinters.
You can't just read half the line and get away with it.
Ow. Aha, still got away with half.
I always knew. I'm sorry about what happened in court earlier today. Everyone will be talking about me behind my back now. A dirty old man who was so busy looking at the servant girl's backside that he can't remember her face. A filthy, depraved animal. Not at all. Are you listening to me, boy? I don't care what you say. I saw that waitress put it in. Okay, give me a moment here. She puts a white powder in the young man's cappuccino. Yeah, it's very possible that... no, she would have had to put the cup on the plate. I'm just trying to figure out how her fingerprints aren't on it.
She might not have any.
That isn't a thing that happens.
No, you can literally get them removed.
That's only temporary.
Yeah.
She could have done that, I guess, but that... I don't see why. Because bear in mind, I actually can't think of an argument for it, but... Assuming the guy got killed... Because bear in mind, he was listening to the radio and then learned he won the lottery. Like, right then and there. And then the murder happened, presumably because of this. She wouldn't exactly have had time to do that. Okay, clarify something for me. So you are sure that Maggie said she saw the stuff happen? She saw the guy die?
She said she saw him collapse, yeah, and then she said she passed out. But the brain tends to fill in things, so I think maybe she's mistaken on that.
I don't think so.
Or perhaps she, like, saw him collapse and then someone hit her from behind.
Okay, that is possible. Just bear in mind, this isn't real life. If Ace Attorney says something like that, if she did just have her brain fill in the blanks, they would have hinted at that. It would have been like, she says that, and Phoenix is like, I don't know why, but she sounds like she's not entirely sure of this. Like, in Ace Attorney, they make sure to never leave something like that out. Getting him from behind, though, I can imagine. I feel like she would mention that, but... but... I'm just trying to think of how she could have missed her. Unless she didn't know there was only one waitress at the time. And this girl just kind of came in, put a waitress on, put a waitress outfit on, put a waitress outfit on, and then did it and then left.
Any number of things, I guess we'll see.
But then there's still all the stuff about him, like, having an earpiece in his ear but he can't hear and drinking coffee with the wrong hand. Then again, maybe this guy's just stupid.
We hear you.
And another thing, the young layabout was wearing an earpiece, on the same side as the lens of his broken spectacles.
We're really sorry.
So I made a little mistake about the vase. So what? I know what I saw. I tell you. Okay, take it easy, please, Mr. Kudo. Don't tell me to take it easy, you spiky-haired brat. Take this! So I get the feeling that what he said is completely true.
You said you were a craftsman, right?
The modern world casts honest craftsmen like me aside in droves.
Surely it's not that.
I come from a long line of craftsmen, right back to the time of the Shoguns. Do you hear me? I didn't become an embroiderer, I was born one.
Actually, I'm kind of in the same situation myself.
I wanted to stick my fingers up that dribbling old judge's nose and scream right down his ear hole. Objection!
So you did want to become a lawyer when you were young?
No, so did you want to?
So did you?
I don't think that's quite it, Maya. I think he's just in a bad mood, that's all. I've got a tsunami of frustration inside me and it's ready to burst out. If I let him start rambling now, I might never shut him up. What should I do? Guess I better let him talk. So there's not much call for craftsmen these days, then? Of course not, you idiot! All I'm good for nowadays is running errands.
Errands?
Everyone takes advantage of the elderly. Buy some bread, Gramps. Take the dog for a walk, Granddad. Feed the pigeons, old man. What am I, some sort of 2-bit community handyman?
Well...
Buy some bread, now that I can understand. What's the point of feeding some seedy pigeons? Why don't people say what they mean? Get lost! That's what they're trying to say. Oh yes, I'm just an inconvenience, you see. At home, at the restaurant, I just get in the way, don't I? I'm sure you don't. Wait a minute. What did he just say? At home and at that restaurant? Hold up. By restaurant, are you talking about Tribulations? Did you get asked to run an errand there, too? Yes, I did. The very day that young brat was poisoned. What? So on the day of the incident, what were you asked to do? Glad you asked, boy, because I'll tell you what I was asked to do. All of a sudden, that young lad slumped over the table. The servant girl collapsed. And I broke that vase. It all happened so fast, I was in a bit of a daze, you see. Then the owner shouted over to me.
Excusez-moi, you, call the police.
Call them yourself, I should have said back, but I didn't think of it at the time.
So, did you end up calling the police?
Like I said, I was in a bit of a daze. Did you call them on your cell phone? Ka! Do I look like I have one of those newfangled thingamajigs? I went out looking for a payphone, of course.
You went looking for one?
I couldn't find one right away, you know. Wandered around for 5 minutes or so.
5 minutes.
So for 5 minutes after the incident happened... Yes, sirree, the owner was at Tribulations on his own. Why didn't you mention this in court this morning? Well, I would have if you'd given me the chance. But you all bullied me out of the courtroom.
Flashback noises.
Rah-rah-rah-rah-rah-rah. Rah-rah-rah-rah-rah. It's not my fault. You're the ones to blame. Could have at least told us before we got to court.
Is it really that important that Mr. Puto was the one who called the police?
What's important is the unaccounted time before the police arrived. The victim was dead, and Maggie was unconscious. Which leaves that woman, that man, alone in the restaurant. Mr. Puto might have been chased out of the place on purpose.
What do you mean?
Maybe a certain someone didn't want him in the restaurant.
Oh.
Oh, sure. You go ahead and say I was in the way as usual. I suppose I should have been getting myself covered in pigeon poop instead, huh? I need to get more details about what exactly happened. From Maggie and from Mr. Armstrong. Okay. Gonna toss something out here. Actually, I'm gonna toss out 2 things here, okay?
Okay.
Number 1. Look at the positioning of the banana and oranges in the background.
Heh.
Number 2. Okay. So...
Those might be peaches.
Maggie, quote... Yeah, I think those are peaches, actually. Maggie, quote... I say quote-unquote because it's... Viola, or whatever her name was.
Violetta.
Violin. Was basically passed out. Assuming it was her, she probably faked passing out so that Maggie would get mistaken, but... Hang on! No, hang on. The guy died... as soon as he drank the coffee. Violetta would have still been in the room.
She could have walked back to the kitchen.
Puto, didn't he, say he drank the coffee as soon as he got it or something?
Don't remember that particular detail.
Okay. Just hypothetically, assume for a moment Violetta couldn't get back to the kitchen before the guy drank the coffee and died. Just assume for a moment, okay?
Okay.
Maggie would have seen her because she also saw the death. But she didn't mention her.
Yeah, Maggie keeps going on about the fact that there were only a couple other people in the restaurant.
And she didn't have any objections, pardon the pun, to being mentioned that the only people in the restaurant were her, the dead guy, old man, and owner. Besides the obvious fact that she keeps saying there was the dude who poisoned her. Or him.
Yeah, that is weird.
So, random thought, okay? Because I'm also basing this off the fact the autopsy report has a 1 hour gap, which is completely unique as far as I know.
Let me guess, you're going to say, didn't die, was passed out, then poisoned.
No.
No? Okay.
Did die. Victor wasn't there. Later on, death was faked. Victor was there. So that then, there was another witness. Because Armstrong's in on it. They got another witness, so that then they had another person saying there wasn't anyone else there. Because at the time, there literally wasn't anyone else there. And that was when Violetta faked, basically, the poisoning. And they had, like, an actor or something play Glenn.
Huh. There's an idea. Also explain why he would have picked up the thing with the other hand.
And also explains why he had the earpiece in the wrong ear.
Yep. Okay.
Running a couple things from my mind. So does that? So assuming the murder happened first, then Maggie was passed out for a while. So obviously plenty of time to set her up.
Yep.
And since as said, the owner guy was alone, he would have done the setting up since he was alone for those 5 minutes while Victor looked for a phone. I'm just saying this because it really seems like there was a very long time, and there's a huge inconsistency between what Maggie saw and the other people saw, to the point where it literally cannot be explained by anything except either all these people are lying, but Victor clearly isn't lying, or there were two different events. So, alright. Cheery music!
Wait, aren't we going to... Okay.
The detention center. That's where we need to go next, to see Maggie and get more.
I thought we were going to go back to blue screen to unlock the final thing on the Cyclops.
Let's do this first, because this is something we definitely need to do. We might get more stuff we need for it.
You lied to me.
I didn't know this was going to happen.
You told me we'd go to blue screen.
We are going to go to blue screen.
You told me we'd go to blue screen after we were done with Violetta.
Read your damn lines.
Oh, Mr. Wrong.
Hello, Maggie. So they finished questioning you?
Was it just unbelievable in court today, sir? I'm going to stay up all night and blog about everything that happened. You get computers here? Weren't you scared? It was pretty touch and go in there. Yeah, but you totally nailed that old man. Nailed him good.
He was all over the place with his testimony.
He's not the only one. Oh, what do you mean? Everyone else's testimonies don't match up either. Not what I remember of the incident, anyway.
Bear in mind that also the theory I mentioned earlier is going to be completely ruined if she mentions she saw him there. If she says that, then it's basically like, well, fuck it.
Saw who?
Victor. Because he wouldn't have been there twice in one day, and he wouldn't have witnessed 2 murders. Is it possible she is the one misremembering things? Oh, actually, that thing you mentioned earlier might also be true now that it's being brought up.
Ha-ha!
God damn it.
Maggie, you know how you said that everyone else provided testimony that didn't match up with what you remembered? Yep, there are just so many things that don't seem to add up. The biggest contradiction is that other guy I saw at the victim's table. He was the one who slipped something into the victim's coffee. I'm sure it was him.
But didn't Mr. Puto testify earlier today?
So much flashback.
That it was the waitress who put some white powder into the coffee cup?
So you really think it was the disappearing man that did it? Well, he's not the only thing that disappeared. The CD vanished as well. You know the CD with the writing on it? Oh yeah, the MC Screwdriver album, right?
Bomber. God
damn it, Maya.
It was MC Bomber, Maya. The name was scrawled on the sports paper as well.
Also on the CD we found. You never did find that CD at the crime scene, sir.
Or the victim's medication. That's gone missing too.
We still need to get that back from Gumshoe. My head. This is getting way too complicated for me.
You said that you passed out when the victim, Glenn L., collapsed, right?
Yes, it's so embarrassing. I mean, I used to be a cop. When I came to, the restaurant was buzzing with police. And before I knew what was going on, they arrested me, sir.
So between the time the victim collapsed and the time the police arrived on the scene, you have no idea what went on at Tribulations.
Nope, no idea at all. Why is it important, Mr. Wright?
The other witness, the old man from the park, was pretty much chased out of the picture.
Chased out of the picture? What do you mean? Old C wasn't inside the restaurant because he was told to go call the police.
Exactly. And you, Maggie, were unconscious. That means Mr. Armstrong was alone in the restaurant for a brief period of time.
No. You don't think Mr. Armstrong set me up, do you?
When you consider the facts, it's hard to imagine that Mr. Armstrong isn't involved in this at all.
Grr. Like the master biting the paw of the dog it feeds. Are you sure about this, Mr. Wright?
Well, the old man said as much when we spoke with him earlier.
I don't know. Things that men say don't add up for some reason, sir.
Maggie looks like she's trying to figure something out.
We'd better find out exactly what happened to the old man on that day.
Guess I present old man.
Or present weenies.
Alright.
Present her your weenies.
Alright, Maggie. A tenderly handmade lunchbox fills the stomach with love and plenty of weenies. Take my weenies! Oh yeah, I've got something you're going to love.
Really? What is it?
Weenies! Just for you. Here.
Wow, a lunchbox. Weenies, too. I can't believe it. Thank you, sir. Did you make this just for me, Mr. Wright? Nah, it was Detective Gumshoe. Who else would make such a nice lunchbox for you? Detective Gumshoe. He's really worried about you. Looks like you put a lot of effort into making this, too. I can't accept it. Detention center rules. No gifts allowed, sir.
Hey, come on, Maggie. Don't be like that.
The rules are the rules. They'll lock you up if you break them.
Somehow when an ex-cop turned waitress says that, it seems a whole lot scarier.
Anyway. I hate weenies. Oh, she's a lesbian. Yay, joke made. Oh. Really? It's all yours, Ma. You can enjoy it when Mr. Wright. But
She's right. It's better than letting it go to waste.
But I guess so.
Gumshoe's lunchbox eaten with Maya.
Well, how was it?
That hit the spot. I love weenies. I love Gumshoe's weenies!
Oh, good. I'm glad I gave it to you then, sir. Alright.
That didn't do anything! Old man!
I feel much better after the trial this morning. I've been a bit of a courtroom proceeding addict for years now. It feels like forever since I saw a witness as slippery as that old man. It's not really that bad of an old man, though. Still, I feel a bit uneasy. Oh, I thought you just said you felt much better.
Maggie, if there's something on your mind, you've got to tell us. Especially if it has anything to do with Mr. Puto or his testimony.
Roger, I'll spill it all and see what you make of it. Quick, throw more weenies in her face.
Is there anything about Mr. Kudo's testimony that stood out as odd to you?
Actually, yes. The fact that he was even testifying to begin with doesn't quite... Oh, hey, you were right. Doesn't quite what? Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table...
Oh?
It's true there was another customer in the restaurant.
Yeah, we know that already. It was Victor Kudo.
No, it was Violetta. I can't really say it was the old man. Okay, then how about calling him really old middle-aged man? No, age isn't the issue. It was freaking Violetta. The customer was a woman.
Yeah!
Yeah.
A woman? How can you mistake him for a woman?
He has saggy old man tits. He's like, that is true. Are you sure, Maggie? Well, I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. So what did this woman look like? She was sort of creepy.
Yep, got it.
Yeah. She had kind of a cackling laugh.
Got it. Creepy?
Cackling?
Why do I get the feeling I've come across a woman like that recently? Turns to Maya. Alright, now Rhino!
Blue screen.
Fine. I think we have to go to Tribulations to get there, which is weird. It's really annoying the way they've laid it out this time around.
Blue screen.
I know.
Click the damn button.
No. Whoosh.